Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. It is Wednesday, the 5th, the 5th of August, and our new August to December mini catalog went live yesterday. I don't know how many, or today if you're in North America. I don't know how many of you have received your copy. Hopefully everyone's got a copy. If you're in Australia and you don't have a copy, I would be happy to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Please drop me a line and I will get you a copy of this catalog and our annual catalog. This is the first time you've seen me flipping through this on camera because now we're able to do that. This poinsettia place is one of the items that I have purchased but not yet played with. I've gotten lots of bits and pieces. I haven't gotten a whole lot of complete suites. The poinsettia place is, I think, the exception to that. Although I will say, where is it here? This Gilded Autumn Suite is what I'm featuring at the end of the month. I'm doing one of my Stamp With Me, Get It Free classes, and you have the option to buy just the stamp set or the stamp set and punch pack, these little mini punches as a bundle. And then I have a class where I'll do probably 5 projects that feature this, and you get the whole thing together as one kit. And I've also made some add-on options where you can get whole or partial packs of stuff that goes with that suite. So that's all on my blog at nancysniftynotes.com. I'm not going to spend any more time leafing through that because hopefully you all have a copy, and if not, you will get in touch with me to get a copy if you are here in Australia. If you're in North America and you need a demonstrator, let me know and I will hook you up with one of my friends there. So hello, Jenny and Nikki, and I saw that Kayla was on here, I think, at one point, and Paula, perhaps. So, let's get started this morning. I am casing an idea from another demonstrator here on my Uplines team. One of my teammates, I believe, posted it. I've done something like this before, several years ago when we had an appropriate stamp set. Let me get rid of this. But I'm using the Zany zebras or Zany zebras, depends on which country you're from. And we're making an Etch-a-Sketch. I only have one of those punched out so far. But this was my trial last night, and I'm gonna step it back and we'll start from scratch here in a moment. And it's very, very fun. And I will show you how I did it all. I need to go grab one more thing to use with my die cutting machine. So I'm using Poppy Parade today for my base. You could use Real Red. I suppose you could use Cherry Cobbler too. Wouldn't matter too much. Dirty machine. I have ordered my new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I am so happy that should be on its way soon. Okay, because this one, I have an extra shim, and it's just crazy. Okay, so to make this piece, I used one of these stitched rectangles framelits. There we go. That's the third smallest or third largest one, I suppose is how we'd say it. And I'm going to make several of these because I'm just going to do a couple different versions. So apologies if this shakes the camera too much. Trying to get it pretty straight. So, how have you all been doing? If you're in the Melbourne area, especially, well, if you're in Victoria, there have been some changes since we last spoke. If you're in Melbourne itself, there's big changes since we last spoke. I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook page, we are now in stage 4 lockdown conditions, which means we have a curfew each night. This is my last one. From 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. where you cannot go outside, although it has been clarified that if you have to take your dog out to do his business, that's fine. Go out, come right back, right by your, as close to your front door as you can. Yeah, you can only go out to go to work or to shop for up to 1 hour a day or to exercise for up to 1 hour a day. One person from your household can go out to shop per day. So, yeah, it's been an interesting change. But it seems like people are starting to get the message. Well, most people were getting the message to begin with. It's just been a few idiots who weren't. And because there were a few idiots that weren't, you may have seen that we've had a big increase in fines for people who are doing the wrong thing. So hopefully this will get everything under control. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I rounded corners. There is a punch that I don't own that this detailed trio punch that rounds, one of the trios is that it rounds corners, but I don't have that punch. That may change. So I use, this is a retired punch. It's a corner rounder. And then if you have the envelope punch board, this reverse punch up here is also a corner rounder. And they both work, I think, equally well. You just have to be sure you get it really square into the in there. If you get it off, then it punches off. So we're going to get some of those done real fast. Yeah, see, that one was just the slightest bit off. I'll keep trying here. Get some of that out of the way. So, And then one of the other things that starts to happen as this week goes on is that a lot of businesses have to start to close down. Retail is closing down quite a bit starting tonight. Unless you're an essential service like groceries or pharmacy, you have to close down for in-person shopping. So, okay, and now I've got some Poppy Parade card bases, and we're going to do the same thing to round their corners. I'm not seeing any chatter from you guys, which is fine, but that just makes me go drone on and on. So yes, even though this is 2 layers, you can still go ahead and round the corners. Sorry, that makes a pretty big bang there, doesn't it, when we do this? So one of the things I wanted to show you is that when you get a design that you like, it's nice to be able to kind of mass produce them. And I could see it being nice to have a bunch of these in my stash for various purposes. My immediate purpose is that somebody I know in Arizona just had their second baby. So one of these is going to be a welcome baby card. Okay, so what to do next? I think we'll go ahead and we'll do some stamping. I've got 4 of those. I think we'll do 2 welcome baby and 2 happy birthday. And the birthday is from the Zany Zebras set, Zany Zebras, right there. And then the welcome baby, I pulled out baby and welcome from Well Said, and put them together on a block. Let me take my embossing buddy here. If you do not have an embossing buddy, I do not know why Stampin' Up! Discontinued it. I suppose because so many people had them, they weren't selling very many of them. But if you don't have one and you want to do heat embossing, I suggest very much that you get one. And you can get them from online craft stores or big box craft stores. If you're here in Australia and you want to source, let me know. I can help you. There's one happy birthday. So I'm stamping in Versamark because just like the original Etch sketch, we are going to make these gold metallic. There's a second one. Welcome, baby. Welcome, baby. Okay. And only possible because I'm not in Arizona to stamp that far ahead of doing the embossing powder. My embossing grid paper. To do a little cleanup on that one. I don't know, I think, are we right about it, the limit of when people will remember Etch-a-Sketches? My generation, maybe one more generation after that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let me get my brush. I have just a few little spots of excess embossing powder I gotta get rid of here. There's a little bit of chatter. Okay, so now I've got my heat tool. And there's the magic. What, 14, 15 years in, and I just love how that happens. Okay, so that's all embossed. I can set those aside now. And I think we're ready to work on our zebra panel. Get rid of this sheet. Okay. So, this one has all three of the zebra images, and if you can see here, this one looks like he's standing in front of this one. So to do that, we're actually going to stamp this one first and mask it, and then stamp the ones behind. And I've set up my Stamparatus. And again, because positioning matters, it's just much easier to mass produce. Well, it's much easier to do this on the Stamparatus so that you get it all positioned well. And once you've done that, you might as well go ahead and mass produce because you've got it all set up. So, I like to put a stamp pad or a stamp set underneath my, see what you can see here, to give stability when I'm inking. And then I've traced the size of my cardstock, so when I go to place each one, I know exactly where to put it. And I'm using my magnet to help hold it into place. And I'm going to stamp this one. And I found I liked it best when I stamped twice. And again, that's the great thing about the Stamparatus. It's going to be right in that same place. So I get a nice, crisp, dark impression. And I am going to go through and I'm going to do that on all of my pieces because I have it all set up and I can do that. You received a box and you haven't opened it. Come on, Nikki. You can do it. Here's number 2. And can you see the difference between 1 and 2 stamps? I can. So hopefully you'll be able to. Okay, so there's 2. And on all 3, and I'm making a total of 4 cards, I think. And I have 1 stamped already, so I should be good. Just clean off that side. And now with it straight up, I can pull up and flip over. Make sure that's still lined up. And then this little guy, I stamped it on a Post-it note and cut it out. And when I cut it, well, I cut off his tail, but I cut way inside that outer line so that I can have that edge showing a bit. And that's because when I stamp this one, I want that the second image that I do to come all the way up to the line, the outline of this one that I've stamped. And even though that's just a really thin piece of paper, I said this before, but I'm saying it again, if you have it right at that line, there'll be a white, or there'll be a blank spot, there'll be a gap. So you want to cut it inside the line so that you have a halo of your stamped image showing. That's what I'm trying to say. So now we're going to stamp, and because these both stamp, they don't overlap with anything, I can stamp them at the same time. So we'll stamp that on there. And I'm going to stamp it twice. And there we go. And I can pull the mask, and voila. And I will pull this up here so hopefully you can see. We have it right up to that outline. There is no gap or halo. Perfect. So we'll mask them again. And ink. And again, beautiful. And once I cut these masks, you know, eventually they'll start to disintegrate. But I usually just stick them inside the stamp case And I can use them for several projects, which I like. Also, if you go looking for Post-its to do this with, you know, most Post-its, they just have that like 1/2-inch strip of sticky stuff, but you can get them, they call them, I think, full sticky. Here's one I have a note on, but it's sticky all over except for the bottom 1/2 inch to be able to pull it up, which is what I used, and it's awesome because I had pulled them out, I thought, to show you. There we go. Here it is. What do they call it? Super sticky. And like I said, it's just the bottom 1/2 inch. It's kind of reversed. The bottom 1/2 inch is not sticky and all the rest of it is, which makes it great as a masking medium. More. And there we go. I do take the time to clean it up so that I don't have something land on it and get messed up, which would be very sad. And there's that one. Okay. So, the other thing that the other demonstrator did with these before assembling, bring that back in, was she ran it through the subtle embossing folder. I decided I like the look. I don't know how much it makes it, you know, really authentic to looking like an Etch-a-Sketch, but you know, I like the look, so we'll go with it. And again, because my machine is old and loose and not at its best, I have an extra shim on there. So that's the effect with the there's with and without the embossing. So do a couple more real fast. You might see I turned around my folder. Always, always, always put them in with the hinged side first so you don't wind up cracking your folder in half. You don't want to crack that hinge. One more. Okay, those are all done. So now we have all of our pieces to put together. Oh, except for one thing. Make sure they're all going the right way. So I wasn't quite sure if she had popped up. I think we'll try some each way. So one of the things they're doing here is they're not closing down construction projects, but they're putting them on a pilot light. So they're severely restricting how many workers can be on site. Because really the whole goal here is to get more people isolating and just staying away from other people to just break the community spread chains. And man, we're all hopeful that it works. But Glenn and I are curious to see, across the street we have a big old construction project going on. This is the tricky moment here. There's one. I think we'll do one with glue, and we'll see how we see how they compare. Anyway, we're curious to see how much they shut down across the street, because they're really doing foundation groundwork. I don't feel like they have that many people on site. And a lot of them are just isolated, you know, in their individual diggers and dump trucks and whatever. So I'm going to be curious to see what happens by the end of this week, beginning of next week, in terms of how much gets shut down. So yeah, I don't know how much difference it makes. There's one. This is a retired punch, the 3/4 inch punch. But I think it's the best size. So if you've got it, use it, I figure. I'm gonna put those on dimensionals. So they've said like you can only have about like 20%, I think it's 25% of your crew on site. I don't know. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. So I'm just getting these lined up evenly and stuck down. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes to have it popped up or not. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, but yeah, I'd probably pop it up again. Okay, so that answers that, right? We'll do more of these. Ooh, let's see. Could have used those today, just had the regular ones. Sorry, Nikki. Oh, the Post-its. I think I just bought them at Staples. The full sticky Post-it notes. Yeah, I know I moved them from Arizona, but I think I've seen them here in Australia too, at Office Works. So what does Jason do, Jenny? Is he in construction? And oh my goodness, was it quiet the last couple nights. So because of the curfew, they've stopped the enhanced night service on the trams. So many fewer trams going by. And of course, much less. My feed just blocked out. I hope you're still going okay. Okay. Much less vehicle traffic. I reposted Dan Andrews' Facebook post last night that showed the traffic cameras with empty streets, and a couple of those were right here by my house, and they were, yeah, deserted, which is definitely a good thing when you're trying to keep people from moving around. I'll have to get another piece of that for the last one. Yeah, I like the popped up one too. Oh, we're moving the level crossings. Yeah, I think those are the kind of big state works that Dan Andrews said they were gonna keep going as much as they could, which makes sense. In this time of low traffic, let's get them done. You may notice I'm using a little more glue than I often do. In part it's because they're not really that weighty, but just so I am sure that I've got the slip that I need to get this all lined up well. And I'm not going to do it today, but I think for the inside, just so you know, I'm going to cut smoky slate with the same framelit and put it inside to write on. It's a birthday one. Do other birthday one. Yeah, it makes it easier on the workers, but it makes it easy. I mean, it makes it easier on everybody, right? Because then you don't have so many people who are trying to move around and their travel's disrupted by the construction. Come on. It's always the last one that's like, there we go. That's really fun, I think. And again, I don't think you have to send it just to kids. I think anybody who's got a good sense of fun will appreciate it. And in fact, somebody more mature might appreciate it a little bit more because they know what an Etch-a-Sketch is. Yeah, no. Do 2 more of these. Yeah, Stampin' Up! Can retire punches. And I've gotten rid of some of my specialized punches that like coordinate with specific stamp sets, but things like this, they're just way too useful for me to just unload. So I have now 4 of these cards. What do you think? Yes, the stamparatus makes all the difference. I mean, once you get it positioned, you're just done and you just do the stamping, and it's so worth the money to have it, because you can do just all kinds of things with it. I did cards last night, and I used some of the right triangle stamps, and you can see I was stamping on strips of paper, and I just was able to stamp multiple times with the strip of paper, and it would have been fine on a block, and I could have stamped it, but it was just quick and easy to have them all on my stamparatus and get it done. So yeah, I don't always pull it out. Oh shoot, that's what I didn't do. Well, I should be able to go back in and do it. You can see on this one I stamped the ground, and I didn't do it on the other one, so let's very carefully try to do that. It's fine without, but it's better with. So let's see if I can do this without messing it up. Yep. There's one. Yeah. There we go. 2. That's better. Yeah. Now they're not just floating in air. Let's bring those back in again. Now. Okay. That is what I have for you today. And, oh, hello, Megan. Yes, I will have details on my blog post tomorrow, and including credit to the team member who, or my teammate on Kylie's team who posted this. And I will see you back here again next week, same time, same place, with another project. As always, if you want me to do something with a specific technique or stamp set, let me know and I will do my best. And if you are in Australia and you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, drop me a line. I will get catalogs right out to you, and I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. So, have a great week. Happy stamping. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.